What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Wheel Life. My name is Tim, and tonight we're going to do something different. Want to bring up some people and chat about some paranormal stories, something a little bit different to kind of entertain everybody. Um, my first guest, I guess, Angela. She's been, I guess we met through a friend Jason's eBay group, and we'll bring her on in just a minute. But let a few people pop in here real quick. See, she's down in the basement, ready and waiting. Hey, One Life. Wayne, Kathy, how you guys doing tonight? How is everybody? You're welcome to hit that thumbs up. Brian, how you doing? Hey, Katie. What up? I didn't know if you guys are out investigating. I was going to bring you guys up, but I didn't know if you guys are out. Give me 1 second. I'll pop Angela up here. Hey.
Hi, Tim.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear everything just fine.
Awesome. So, everyone, this is Angela.
Hello.
We met a few years ago, I think, through Jason's group, right?
Yeah, we're all online resellers.
Yeah. Not this weekend. Oh, all right, cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Charlie, what's up? Clayton. Well, we'll let a few more people pop in here real quick before we get to the action. Whoop, hang on. She must have pulled it out for a second. Sorry guys, I'm still new at this. It's probably my first or second time bringing multiple people up.
Sorry, that was my fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm on my phone this time, and I'm nosy, so I wanted to see who was in the chat, and I was like, "Oh, what happens when I push that button?"
No, you're good.
Yeah, so I just can't watch the chat.
Paranormal Pursuit, what's up? So any paranormal people, you're welcome to grab up PSPR. They do like paranormal investigating all around the country, really. Yeah, awesome channel. Awesome channel indeed. Hey, Wayne.
I will check that out. I love hearing the stories.
Yeah, and they do like full-on investigations like all around.
Awesome. That's really, I'm always fascinated by it.
I'll give it just another minute here. You guys are welcome to hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. Just want to make sure I got everything. Like, I'm so new to this, and usually I use my elbow to type and everything, and when I use my knuckle, I'm like super slow at it. So
no worries.
So how's your quarantining going?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually not been so bad for us, honestly, because we have a brick and mortar store. So we haven't been stuck at home the entire time. We could at least go into our store and stay locked in there. So we had a change of pace every day if we chose to.
Nice.
And because, we have cats that live in our store, we couldn't leave them for more than a day or two. So.
Whoa. I'm not sure what this is. Hang on.
So we had a good, it's been all right. It's been, just the weird, bizarre, the whole, you shake your head every day, like, what is really going on?
Right. Yeah.
Is this really happening?
Is this real life?
Is this real life for real? For real, for real. I'm going to try to get comfortable, but I'm worried. Good. I'm not sure what there we go. The camera angle is always reversed. So when I sit down, I've got all the windows and the patio behind me.
All right. I'm going to try to put some like slow music on, not slow music, but I tried to get some background music, but
okay.
Let me know if it's too loud at all. Hey, Samantha. All right. So, I don't know what your story is about. I have no idea. So you're welcome to fire off anytime you want and share what your story is.
Well, as resellers, we come, we get to go through people's stuff all the time. And
Right.
people say, oh, I'm selling dead people stuff. That's kind of our business. We do a lot of vintage and antiques, and we get called in
Yeah.
to settle estates and that kind of thing. And we always try to make it personal and just be as helpful to the family, or the heirs or whoever. We just try to be as helpful as we can and help them settle whatever needs to be done. So we always try to get to know who the person was in the past, call them by name, especially since I do vintage clothing. And a lot of times I'll end up with, their mother's or their grandmother's closet full of clothes. And I like to have her name or his
Yeah.
name, because it's just more personal to me. And, I kind of joke around, like when something will sell, I'll be like, thanks, Mildred. Look at that. Look at that, Mildred. You had great style. People still want to do what you do. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so the creep, I've had lots of weird experiences before I was a reseller, just different places I worked were, kind of, there'd be the noises or the voices or whatever that we would hear. But this story was, we bought a bunch of stuff through an auction, and it was from a funeral home. And I always sell the weird, the odd, the naughty, if it's a little bit risque or
Awesome.
creepy or just dirty jokes, grandpa jokes, that kind of stuff. We sell that kind of stuff. So I'm always drawn to it. And there is a big market for funeral home pieces, anything to do with funeral homes, from, pens to calendars to, equipment and anything like that. So we ended up with some different, we have like the funeral beer that rolls the casket around. That's in our store. We use it as a display. We have another piece that's like the guest book registry stand that sits by the door. But this time we had some vintage embalming tools, and they were really, really long, super heavy. And Russ sold them for really good money on eBay, and I'm the shipping department. And so I'm laying them out to get them ready to ship, and I'm rolling them in tissue paper, and this like brown substance is falling out of them. And I'm just telling myself, I'm like, it's just rust. It's got to be rust. I know they're stainless steel implements,
Right.
but I was like, I don't even want to think about what it is. And so as I'm crinkling it up into the tissue paper, I keep hearing this noise. And I looked at my husband, and now I'm down on the floor, near his desk. So
Right.
I've got, the long box to work with. And we hear this hissing noise, and it's like this, like this. And as I'm rolling them up and I get them taped in and I attach them to the box, the fluorescent light bulb above his head had sprung a leak.
What?
And it was leaking the fluorescent gas out, and the light went out, but just one. Now, if you've ever seen a fluorescent light, if one bulb goes out, they both go out. One is still lit. The other one is completely gray.
Wow.
And I just sat there and I was like, all right, I think it's time for these to go. And, and I packed them up and I passed them off to the mail carrier that came along about an hour later. And I said, you might have a spirit attached to this one. I'm just going to let you know. And he was like,
Give it to the mail guy.
he said, I appreciate it. He said, because there are times that we will get packages and the vehicle will start acting weird.
Whoa.
And as soon as we drop off packages and drop our vehicle off in the shop to get it checked out, it never does it again. He was like, so I honestly believe that, there are times that we have packages that just have a spirit attached to whatever's inside. And, and it's never been like scary, but that one I was just like, whoa, that just happened. And I'm 50 years old. I have never seen a fluorescent light bulb do that ever.
Right. So was that the brown stuff that was falling? Was the bulb then?
No, I think it might have been dried blood from inside the tools. But I was trying to pretend that it wasn't blood. I was just like, oh, it's rust from an implement that shouldn't rust. I was just like, oh God, I never imagined anything would fall out. I mean, it would make sense.
Right.
That they probably, I don't know. So I was like, maybe it was blood, maybe it wasn't. But something brown fell out, and it was flaky. And then the light started making a weird noise. And I was like, all right, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows about that one?
That's crazy. I go to thrift shops and sometimes objects. Yeah. Yep. And actually, as much stuff as I passed, like sold or whatever, I've never given that a thought. I know you see it like on like investigative shows and stuff that, objects can attach, but I've never actually given it a thought to the stuff that I've had pass through here too.
We've had there have been other pieces that, I know we all have a sale once in a while that if one thing goes wrong, everything will go wrong from the shipping price to the label to it gets lost to they want to return it and then it gets lost again. Those kind of things happen. But every once in a while, we just get a piece that is so troublesome that it seems like I drop it on something and break something else, or it gets lost or it gets misplaced, or an order goes completely haywire. And sometimes I'm just like, you know what, was there a spirit on this one? Because sometimes we're just glad to have that one gone. I'm like, it just needs to go.
Yeah.
And there have been things like at auctions that as I'm bidding on it, I'll look at it and I'm like, oh, that's very cool. But then as soon as I get there to see it, I suddenly lose all interest in it. I'm like,
you get a weird energy about it.
Get a really weird energy. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going near that one. I'll say a little, I'm sorry, I hope you're doing okay, but I'm not buying this.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever sold?
The weirdest thing I've ever sold? We do a lot of funeral home stuff, a lot of medical quackery. I sold
Nice.
I sold some vintage hair. It was probably, I'm going to say it was probably 75-year-old hair that was found in the bottom of like an old steamer trunk from an attic. And I can tell you this, if you find human hair like that, and it was long, it was very long. So of course, longer the better. People use it for mourning jewelry and other things. I don't know what they specifically used it for. But I know if you have red hair, it goes for more money.
Really?
This one was like an auburn brown, and it was quite long. It was probably about 18 inches. And honestly, it sold within 20 minutes of me listing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never would have thought. You're welcome to plug your store if you want, in case there's anybody in the chat that.
Well, we have You're awesome. Thank you. We have a brick and mortar store here in Anderson, Indiana. It's called Meadowbrook Furniture and More. You can find us on Facebook. And my husband sells on eBay under the same name. My eBay handle, my Instagram, all that stuff is Hanky Panky Vintage.
Nice. Awesome.
Just because we put his under the business name for all the fancy, important hoity-toity stuff, and then we always say that he sells the flashy or the fancy and the classy, and I sell the flashy and the trashy.
Awesome. I love that.
Are you doing a lot of selling right now, Tim?
What's that?
Are you still doing the online selling?
Yes, here and there. Lately it's been really slow, like everybody. But like last summer I came into like 300 90s to early 2000s computer games, and those have been doing fairly well. Yeah.
Sweet.
Hey,
that's
Kristen,
awesome.
You made it. But yeah, other than that, just a few things here and there, but I haven't been thrifting much lately, as much as I wish I could, but
nobody's been thrifting lately. You kidding?
Right. Yeah, good point.
So do you have other people that are coming on to share stories too?
I do. I have a couple. I was waiting on one of my subscribers was talking about it. I haven't heard back from him yet, but if he comes in, he's welcome to. But I'll tell a story real quick. And
I'd love
Sarah
to hear it.
Was going to come up. She had a couple of stories, but said she'll be a few minutes late, which is fine. So back in high school, me and three of my buddies were out driving around our back roads here, driving around, and there's an old rock that is down by the lake. It's like dedicated to the game lands, whatnot. And it's a good jaunt around these couple roads. And so we were going down the one road and, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we make a turn to the left, and the road is like almost as straight as you can get. And you can see like to the end of it. And there was like a light at the end, which we're in like the back roads where there's no lights.
Right.
No street lights or anything. So we're heading, I guess, be south. away from the lake, and at the end of the like where it's like kind of like a big square, and we get around the one corner of the square, and at the other end of this uh, corner, if you go straight, there's like a path that leads up to the railroad tracks. And we've been down there plenty of times. I live only like 2 miles from this place, and we've never seen any kind of lights or anything down there. Well, we're driving toward it, and we get to the end of the square, and down this like four-wheeler type path. Maybe the width of a vehicle could fit down it, but nobody really goes down it because it's like blocked off. Well, like 3/4 way down this path, we see like the light, and it has like a mist around, like I don't know, it's like a fog, and it wasn't foggy at all whatsoever when we were down there, and we see like a silhouette of like person or whatever it was, like almost like coming at us, like but super slow, and the whole time it had like the gray mist around it, and I wish I could bring up any one of the guys that were with me that night because it was crazy.
So,
it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
so were you like looking at it straight on and you could see it?
Yeah. Yep. It was like
Whoa.
it was probably maybe like 3/4 of a mile away, but it was
That's
still close
in the
enough.
country, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, that it was, you could tell what it was, and like, but we've never seen like lights down there or any people really. But yeah, it was crazy. And we
That is,
didn't wait
you know,
around. We were daring each other to go down and see what it was, but we definitely didn't want to stick around to find out.
so nobody went? I don't blame you.
No, we took off before it got too close.
How old were you then?
We were about 16, 17.
Yeah.
I was taking care of my dad's chihuahua, and his dog could clearly see something. Yeah, animals too versus my other dog sees nothing. Yep, animals will pick up on things as well. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, when we were teenagers, I mean, we lived in a small town in Illinois, and so we spent our weekends out in the country, going, out around the lakes, or
Yep.
but there was a place called Ragdoll Cemetery.
Oh wow.
Ragdoll Cemetery. And
Uh-huh.
I just know it was out past Seven Hills Road outside of Mattoon, Illinois. So Google that if you want to. I think there's stories about Ragdoll Cemetery online that tell the story of why it's called Ragdoll, because that's not the official name, but that's
creepy.
yeah. It was just like a party spot if you were brave enough to go out there. I think
Right.
I lasted at age 15. I think I lasted all of like 7 minutes, and I was like, I want to go. But now I realize that anytime that I've had any interaction with spirits, it's never been really scary.
Uh-huh.
Not like the terrified feeling a 15-year-old girl felt in a cemetery. That was just
Right.
self-induced. That was totally self-induced. This stuff is, there the only time, you get that sudden sense that I'm just like, I don't like that. I don't want to be around it.
Yep.
We have one of our business neighbors is a tattoo artist, and he's also a collector of the odd and the unusual. And he came in one time, and he's showing something to my husband, and he's starting to talk about it. And all of a sudden, everything around me felt like dark and black and prickly.
Whoa.
And I was like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I don't want it in here. And Russ was like, I think it was an actual shrunken head. And I'm like, oh, F no, out.
Right.
Take it.
No.
It cannot. No. I'm like,
No, it's Russ.
Nobody get time for that business.
Is Russ your husband then?
Yes, that is my husband.
Nice. So he's actually like held a shrunken head.
No, he looked at it. I said, did you touch it? Go wash your hands.
Right.
I totally mommed on him. I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
I mommed on him. That's great. If anybody else has any stories, you're welcome to come up as well. Just give like a thumbs up in the chat or something, or
yes, come on. I always like to meet new friends.
yeah, we can bring up a few people. I think I can bring up to. I think I can bring up to 6. I'm not positive.
So that's very, I mean, that's unusual for me to hear that you actually looked straight on and saw a figure, because I've always seen like the glimpse out of the corner of my eye where I think it was just a shadow of my hair or something, or
Right.
I've never seen anything straight on like that.
I'll have to call up one of my buddies and see if he can validate like the whole story without like shrunken heads are creepy, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Sarah, I think I sent you the link whenever you're ready.
I think the spirits don't want me to talk to them that much because I talk too much as it is, and they're like, we'll never get to the other side if this one starts talking.
Right.
She's going to have so many questions.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, I've seen like in my like I have my camera system in my house, and I have a video of just one orb, but I see them quite a bit actually, and they go up through the ceiling, through the door, back and forth. They do all kinds of crazy stuff that it's just weird. I don't question it or anything because I've had close people that passed away like close to me, and I just, it could be them, it could be, whatever, or it could be my eBay people coming out of my eBay room, going to use the restroom. Who knows?
That's always a possibility. But
Right.
I don't know. Are you freaked out by it? I find it very peaceful. I know
I do.
immediately if I'm offended, if it hurts me.
If it's something like the movie Signs, and you walk outside and you see an alien on your house, that might freak me out a little bit. But
yeah.
spirits, not really. I'm more
Yeah,
afraid of like real people.
Yeah, I'm more afraid of hitting a deer on the highway than I
Right.
am of, spirits.
That's true.
But this is country life. So it's but I'm almost a little jealous when I see people are like, oh yeah, we saw the orbs and they were doing this, or
Yeah.
their spirits like leave them signs or something. I'm like, well, I don't get that. I tried.
Right.
I try to be a friendly spirit host.
Hey, what's up, Nick, buddy? Boo. I love that. Michael Snow, what's going on?
We actually we picked from an estate last fall, and they were massive collectors. They had so many items in their house. It was crazy. We loaded our trailer twice and our SUV 3 times, and there was just so much stuff. And it's like as we went from room to room, the husband had built the house. And hello, new friend.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi,
This is
Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah was my mama's name. I love that.
Nice.
Awesome.
And I didn't realize until, I saw the 2 recliners, and, we have a furniture store. So I'm like looking at the recliners, and I realized that there's stuff sitting on the chair. I'm like, well, okay. And I just moved on, but it was a very cluttered space. So it didn't dawn on me at first until I get over to the other chair. But there were also 6 recliners in this room. So it wasn't just, it was very full, not dirty or hoarderish. It was just very full. And I realized that there's a box with a label on top, and it has a name. And I stopped and I stood back, and I realized that they had made a memorial. It was his and hers recliners. It was their mom and dad. It was like Winnie and Bill. And they had their favorite things. I stood back and looked, and it was her reading glasses and her Bible and her bag of candy and her tissues. And on his side, it was like some John Deere stuff and a train and, and like a TV guide or something. It was really cool, but it was their ashes sitting there in the chair. So, we talked to him before we left, and we're like, you know what? You guys collected some amazing stuff, and we're going to get it on to the next person that's going to love it.
That's awesome.
And, so that's kind of how we handle, the estates. We just, if somebody had something, they had it because they loved it, and we're going to pass it on to the next person who loved it.
Yep. That's so cool. What's up, Sarah? How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm sure the weather is freaking beautiful there.
Oh, is it ever? T-shirt today.
And she's in what, British Columbia, Canada?
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to be cold all the time?
My sister sent me a picture today of my nieces playing in the snow.
Oh, really?
No.
You're in Victoria?
Kelowna. It's inland BC.
You may have to bring the phone a little bit closer if you can.
I was gonna see if I could find earbuds with a mic or something.
It's up to you. If not,
I
we'll
can
make
hear.
do.
I can hear now.
Okay, cool.
Everybody just needs to crank me up. That's all.
I'll start whispering then.
Yeah, yeah.
Corner around and get back to the corner, and it was solid wall. Oh wow. So, did you find out your stories, Sarah?
Yeah, I have a couple stories actually. One of them, I can't believe I didn't remember it before. So the house that we used to live in, we moved to this house about a year ago. So the house we used to live in had a dining room, and my son refused to go in the dining room because he said there was a black lady in there, and the black lady would get mad if he ever went in the dining room.
Oh wow.
He would go like all the way around to the other side instead of just passing through. He would not go through that room. And there was one day that he went in the dining room to get a toy or something, and he came crying because he said that the black lady got mad at him.
Oh wow. Who was it?
Wow.
I guess I just blocked it out. I just didn't really think anything of it, but yeah,
You said that was your son?
yeah.
Oh,
How old
wow.
is your son?
He's 6 now, so he would have been like 4 or 5ish.
Four? So do you think he was actually seeing a person with dark skin, or was he seeing like a shape? Do you think?
I don't know. You know,
Shadow
like,
person, maybe.
I
Yeah.
never asked him, but he's not the kind of kid to, make stuff up.
Right. Yeah. I didn't have those kind of kids either.
Of this room.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of for them to make something like that up. That's a little.
Yeah, and like he doesn't have a vivid imagination like that. Like I don't let him watch scary shows. So I have no idea where it came from.
Right. Wow.
But I asked my mom and my sisters and a couple friends like if they had any paranormal experiences. And apparently my sister had an experience when we were younger. She got up to go to the bathroom at night, and she went out into the hallway, and at the end of the hallway there was an orb. She said it was just floating there, and it went past her through the wall into my parents' bedroom. And so she said she went running in there, crying because she was so startled from this, and my parents apparently didn't believe her. And she went back to bed. But she swore for years that it was this huge floating ball of light that just went past right through the wall.
Wow. Well, I believe her.
Right.
Call her and tell her we believe you, sister. It's fine.
A lot of things too, like how I said my camera sees things. I don't like I see shimmering gold out of the corner of my eye, but I don't know if it's like my eyes just playing tricks on me or whatever. But
Yeah.
like how I said my camera sees it, it mainly sees it only in the IR because it sees like infrared, like in the dark, and like you see it mostly on there. So I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
That's
But
kind of awesome.
Yeah, and then I was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I had another friend that responded, and it's funny because I remember her mentioning it when we were kids, and this is that's like what 20 years ago now. Apparently, all through her childhood and young adult life, she would see cats, and she would describe them as like shadow apparition kind of things. Like she would see them out of the corner of her eye, and like she'd turn and look and just like see them darting away, or like going under a table or whatever, these shadow apparitions, but they were always in the form of cats.
Oh,
and
wow.
I remember mentioning when we were kids that she would see shadow cats, and apparently that lasted for many years.
That's very interesting.
You should ask her if she still sees anything like that.
She said she doesn't see them anymore.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. She said it stopped when she was like in her 20s.
Sarah, did you ever see stuff as a kid? And wonder, because I don't remember seeing stuff as a kid.
Not that I recall, but I don't have the best memory. So
Yeah, I think as an adult, I think I'm pretty sure I'm ADD. I'm 99% sure I'm ADD. So as a child, it's hard to say what was going on. But I don't remember anything, but I've never, maybe I've just been like more aware of it or perceptive, because there have been different houses I've lived in or different jobs that I've had. Excuse me, that's not an apparition, that's my cat. Stop. She's attacking the couch. Poop. Stop. And but there's always been, there've been, not always, but there's just been multiple occasions where, and I'm like, this is a weird thing that keeps happening. The first couple times you're just like, oh, just my mind playing tricks on me. But one time I worked in a restaurant, this was probably 7 years ago, and it literally felt like, when you're in a restaurant, somebody's always bumping into you to get past you.
yeah.
Right.
And there have been times that I said, oh, excuse me, and turned around and there was nobody there.
Wow.
Cool. I
Okay,
mean,
this is my cat. She wants to be seen, apparently. Hi,
Is that a
Vivi.
real
Yes, she is a real cat.
It's like that.
cat? I love it.
Yeah, that's her butt. Nice. Thanks, Pooh.
Cats are famous for that.
God, all these times I've been on, I've never had a cat interrupt me like this.
What's that, Sarah?
Someone said they saw colonies of shadow rats.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Like,
Okay, that might freak me out.
so apparently shadow apparition in the form of animals are a thing.
Yeah. That's
I want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Nick, you're
Give them
welcome.
a-
Come up, buddy, if you want. Tell us about your shadow rats.
Okay, that's kind of giving me the jeebies just thinking about it.
Nick has a good channel too. If anybody wants to check out Nick Green's Outdoors, Nicholas Green Outdoors. But yeah, like kind of how you feel like people bumping into you. I sometimes feel like on my arms or like just different parts of my body that I can feel. Like it almost feels like somebody like either grazes me or like rests their hand on me for a second. But I don't know if I chalk it up to nerve issues, or it could be, somebody visiting, whatever, but it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I like the visiting thing.
Right. I sometimes do wake up with marks on myself too, but I can't always reach in these places either. So I don't know. It's kind of weird as well. So your video made me stop and think. Oh, I appreciate that, Dakota and family. I'm glad my videos can make people think.
I did have one more story.
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Shoot.
It was a different friend. She said she was staying at her cousin's house, and she got up to go to the bathroom, and her cousin got up to go with her. They turned out into the hallway, and at the end of the hallway they described it as a dark shadowy figure that looked like it was wearing like a top hat and a long like coat and holding a cane. And she said like I would have like written it off as like sleepwalking or like still dreaming or whatever, but her friend, like her cousin, saw it too.
I like it.
And ran, so they didn't like watch it vanish or anything. So I don't know what happened to it.
Right.
I mean, it's almost reassuring if somebody else witnesses it with you, or they could share a same experience.
Yeah.
I used to work at this lumber yard, and along the back wall were like the tall racks of PVC pipe, and then the wall going the other direction were the big antique nail bins that were, you could fit 100 pounds of nails in those. And there was like a big metal hook that you would use to dig them out to fill the bags when you bought them. And there were times that I would hear boot steps, somebody, and many times I was the only one in the store, and it was brightly lit, and I would hear boot steps, and then I would hear somebody moving the PVC pipe. Now, not like the small, not like the elbows and the small pieces. I would hear somebody moving the big long sticks of it. And as soon as I would go that way, then I would hear somebody in the nail bin, and I'm like, oh, they've moved on, which it really doesn't make sense that you're ever buying PVC and nails at the same time. Those are not two things that you buy at the same time. And there would just be nobody there. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's obviously not the wind. Maybe it's just some gravity. Maybe they were just settling. But when you hear the rake in the nail bins, that's just bizarre.
Yeah.
And so there were times that, I don't remember how the conversation happened with the owner's daughter, who was about my age, and we were in our 20s. And I said, Monica, did you hear that? I said, I swear to God, I thought I saw somebody was in here, or I heard somebody. And she said, do you hear people in here when you're alone? I said, I do all the time. And she goes, okay, don't think I'm crazy, but do you see the lady? And I just sat there for a minute and I said, the lady in the white dress with the hat? And she said, that's her. And then she goes, but it's a big hat. And I said, yeah. And it was more like, the story was that this business was erected on a slab that was from a previous business from the 1940s. But the woman that we were describing was more like the 1890s, like that large of a white hat that,
Right.
she probably carried a parasol and, hoops and skirts and that kind of thing. And so it doesn't match. So it's like, there's got to be more around to it. But, that was the first time that I'd ever experienced something where someone was like, when she said, do you ever see the lady? And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, so but I never saw her directly on. It's like you would see her kind of out of the corner of your eye, and you would hear voices, but it was more like you were just overhearing a conversation that was behind somebody's hand, like that, like somebody was shy and they were whispering,
Right.
like like that kind of thing. Like it was very sweet and innocent, and but there, it was always the same thing, and it was probably five or eight times that I saw it, or that I would experience that.
Awesome.
And then, then I didn't work there anymore. But so I don't know, maybe I should go back and delve into some more of the history that, what happened in that area. Because the restaurant that I mentioned, there was an interurban train that there was a wreck and a fire. And so I thought that one would be easy to research. If you want to, oh my gosh, I went online to research. The interurbans were kind of like the early day Amtraks, only these were like wooden trains that caught fire apparently all the time. And they wrecked frequently, but it would take people from city to city, like within the state, like from Fort Wayne to Indianapolis. That was like a big deal for somebody to spend 2 days to do that on a train. And so when I just Googled interurban train wrecks, oh my gosh, they happen all over the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they were like city to city. And
right.
I was like, wow, there's got to be some rich stories just amongst.
Heard of that.
I'm from Illinois. I'd never heard of the interurban either. But I thought that was the reason for the experiences we were having at this restaurant, because we were right next to the tracks.
Right. Now I have a question. What is a parasol?
Oh, a parasol is an umbrella for the sun.
Okay.
For the sun time. It's Spanish or Italian. Para for and SOL is sun.
Okay. Nice.
It's a fancy lady thing. Something I would never use. I'd wear a baseball cap
on the Titanic.
Exactly, like to protect their fair skin.
Right. That's awesome, Leah Michelle. I mean, it would have been cool if you had experience, but that definitely would have been awesome and creepy. What's that?
I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that.
Right. I would love it. I hope you feel better.
I used to live. I forgot about this. I spent a few years living in a building that was oh my God, how do you forget stuff like this? That was a former mental hospital.
Oh, wow. I actually remembered another, I guess you could call it a paranormal experience. Closest I've ever gotten anyways. I used to work at this, it was like a group home for people with mental disabilities.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing night shifts. And so there was always me and another staff on. And all the doors had alarms so that if you went out the door, the alarm would chime. And it was just for safety, so that if the people in the home decided to wander or whatever, that you would know. So it was like 2 a.m. or whatever, when we're doing our cleaning or whatever, and I hear the back door chime go off. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, no one should be out of bed right now. And she's in the kitchen, like this other staff. So I went and I checked it out, and I like looked down the hallway, and I looked around. And the door was closed. The door was locked. The chime should not have gone off. So I just, okay, maybe I was just hearing things or whatever. So I went back to doing my cleaning or whatever. Another about 5 minutes later, the chime went off again. And this time I knew I wasn't just hearing things. So I went and I checked again. Everybody's still in bed sleeping. The door is closed and locked. So I went and I mentioned it to the other staff that was in the kitchen. I said, this chime just keeps going off. Like, what's the deal? Is the battery dying? And she said something to the effect of, oh, it's just Janet. Just ignore it. It's just Janet.
Who's Janet?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's Janet? So apparently there was a lady that used to live in that home, like in that group facility for many years, who had passed away a few years before. And after she passed away, that's when the door chime started going off every night. And they tried many things like replacing it, changing the battery, changing the positioning, all sorts of stuff. Didn't matter if they put in a new chime or whatever. Whatever they put by the back door would go off a couple times every night. And so
Wow.
I just got to saying, oh, hi, Janet, how's it going? Like, we're glad you're still here, or something like that, just to acknowledge it.
Oh, I like that.
It freaked me out. It's like the middle of the night and the chime's going off. She's like, oh, it's just a lady.
It's just Janet. It's no big deal.
Janet, just Janet going to have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Nick Green? How you doing,
Yeah,
buddy?
what's up?
So tell us about your rats, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I could be
no.
honest with you. I'll tell I have 3 little stories and then I have to go. But I figured
Sure,
instead of comment, I'll say them. So like, I'd lay down and like start falling asleep. Well, I wouldn't even be asleep yet, and I'd start just seeing like, just rats everywhere, just rats like shadows, and it was so weird. And I'd see them like around the wall, like on the floor, like going around the wall, around the border, and I'd see it all the time, like all the time. And it wasn't like my imagination, because I had like a book light I'd shine, and then there was nothing there, and it was so weird. Like it was you have like the color of the room, like how dark it is, and then you could see even darker. You could see those like silhouettes going everywhere.
Wow.
It freaked me out.
Ick. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
you
then
were in bed?
yeah, like in bed, and
Were they in bed at all with you?
yeah, like sometimes they'd be on the pillows, and I'd like freak out and sit up because it was weird, really
How did
weird.
it feel though? I mean, did it feel negative, or did it just feel like, oh, that's odd, or
It
I
felt
want to
like
burn my own skin? Because that's kind of how I feel right now.
it felt like my head would go dense, and I get like super closed in until I sat up, and it was always really weird.
This wasn't after you went
Super
hunting.
weird. And that's like the only kind of like shadow I've ever seen. Well, no, I mean, there's one time I thought I seen something. I don't think I did. But the other thing is, because there's dreams where I'll have them, and it's not even like deja vu. It's something else, because it's not like I actually did it before. And like, I'll have dreams, and what's in my dreams always happens. Whether it's like 2 years later, a month later, I'll have this point in time where it's like a time frame where I kind of like stand still a second, and I know what's going to happen the following like 5 minutes.
Right.
It's super weird. And there's one before, and it was clear as day. I was having a dream, and I was in the room I was in, and I could see myself laying in bed, and on top of me there was one of our cats, and there was this, just like probably like 7 foot tall, it seemed, like standing on the other wall, like leaned up against the wall with like this, like a bucket hat on, like an old wore down bucket hat. And I can remember this because it freaked me out.
Right.
And he's leaned up on the wall, and it was like a poor farmer, Like that's what it looked like. It was like a poor farmer,
Huh.
and he had a tobacco pipe, and it was a shadow. It was like a shadow person that I could see in my dream, watching me while I was laying in bed. And there's been times we're not there anymore, but there was times
Huh.
I'd walk up there in that same spot where I saw that thing in my dream. I would always feel like something was there standing at times. And
Wow.
I know the one thing is what used to be there where that house was, even though it was a new house, that's why I didn't freak out about ghosts or anything, because it was new. But the thing is, that was built where an old farmhouse was.
Right, I was gonna say
And
the property could be
there was a pig farmer there. And I didn't know that till afterwards about that, because that was a while ago. Happened about the time when, I'd see the rats. And another time, this was like 5 years ago. I was laying in bed, and it was almost like, when your cat's walking in your bed, you can see where, the paws are, and he's sinking in and walking through. I seen like paw prints sinking into my bed, and this was
wow.
in the daytime. I could see paw prints sinking
Like the
into
weight.
my bed,
Wow.
and
No.
it was, I don't know, it wasn't like a bad spirit. It felt
Right.
like it was one
Really?
of my old cats. Yeah,
Like
And-
comforting.
yeah, and it was weird, and I just laid there like it was laying with me, because it was the oddest thing ever. But because I know
Very
I
well.
see things sometimes, but there was, I could see the indents of something walking there, and it was daytime.
Wow.
That was
That's pretty
freaky.
funny.
That's
And the
crazy.
most recent thing, and this is the last one I can even think of, is, well, here, I could show you. I'm messy, that's why I don't have my camera on.
Oh,
But
you're
you
good,
see
man.
how there's
I have one
like
tooth.
this. Oh, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, my camera's flipping around here. You see how there's like the foil insulation up?
Right.
Well, above that, it's pretty much just the roof, and there's nothing else. It's a pole barn roof. And
Right.
for about a year, that ceiling wasn't even there. And it was just this dark cavern up there. You'd have your light hanging down, and then there was this dark cavern all the way up the whole ceiling. You could see everything. It was all dark, and there was always like a breeze going through.
Right.
And there was some nights I'd be laying looking up in the one corner, just like this one here.
Yeah.
And I have my light hanging down. It wasn't super bright, and there was always, it was always dark up there. And I saw like something just hanging over the corner, the one corner on the far side. I just seen it just sitting there looking at me. And
Wow.
it was like a shadow thing again, and it freaked me out. And it was just sitting there. And I just got up because it freaked me out.
Yeah.
And there was
In a
no
threatening
feeling.
way? Did
Yeah,
you feel threatened? Okay.
that one was threatening. And it freaked me out. It was like if someone was to like crouch up in the corner, just crouch there and just look at me. That's what it felt like, and it seemed like.
That's what freaks
And
me.
the wind here, you can hear the wind, and I, before this was up, I could see everything going on up there. And because the way it is you got your walls. If something was up there, it could walk around all these walls and everything and look down. And it could go from room to room and look down. And it was so freaky. Did he have a hat with the one on the ceiling?
That's what I'm wondering too. But yeah,
Yeah,
Liam,
no, this one, it seemed like it was like a tall person, but it was a shadow, and it was just crouched down on the corner looking at me.
yeah, that's what freaks me out. Like anything like
Yeah.
that, or like if anything has blacked out eyes, I can't watch it. It's weird. That's weird to me.
Yeah, it was so weird. And I can always hear noises up in the ceiling, like noises. And I've heard before, like a squirrel or something was like walking on the ceiling here. But there was a time before I heard it was like something was walking around up on the walls, because it's open. I could stand up there,
Right.
and I could walk all these walls and look in all the rooms. and it was almost like something was up there going around all the beams. And
Wow.
yeah, I don't like it.
I bet.
And there was
Especially
times,
Do you ever
chilling in
talk
bed.
to them?
no, not really.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, I mean, the one time, with like the cat, that one, it was almost like I was hugging a cat. It was so weird. But that one with the ceiling, that one was like threatening. Like, if I didn't get
Okay.
up, it would hurt me with something. Like,
Yeah, me and Nick are like practically neighbors.
yeah. Were we like 25 minutes or?
Not even that, man. Maybe 12.
Oh wow.
Then I'm off.
Yeah, just next town over. Same school district. Nick's awesome. But yeah, man, that's crazy.
My phone's gonna die, but I'll still keep listening, and I'll be a cat.
Bye, Sarah.
You're good.
It's nice
Thank
talking to
you.
you.
We'll talk to you later. Later. Hey, what's up, Grim? How you doing, buddy?
Trying to think if there's any other time I can really think of.
But yeah, man, I wouldn't doubt that maybe there's like that, like you said, that old pig farmer. Maybe, he's just paying a visit,
That one.
Maybe he fed somebody to the pigs that he never told about.
Unfinished
And
business.
like the cat that was in the dream, she wasn't doing well. And I'm pretty, I don't want to say 100%, but if I can remember, it was the time she wasn't doing well, or she was gone. And it's almost like that was just a dark presence looming over what was going to happen. And like I said, that can link to me knowing what's going to happen ahead of time. Like,
ooh, I wouldn't want to know that.
Yeah, like, no, I have dreams, and then I have to wake up and just be upset because I know what's going to happen. And then it does, and I'm stuck in that frame from when I had my dream. And it is so weird.
Maybe it's Carol Baskin's husband. That's funny.
That's just, I mean, I don't know. I think that's it's very interesting for sure. I think I would almost try to embrace that. It's like, okay, well then how do I use this for good? How do I put a positive spin on that? Because that's pretty powerful. What's it called? Like it's not a power. It's like, just part of who you are. I like that,
Just, I think it was yesterday. And it's weird because I'll completely forget about any of these that happen in my dreams. And just like yesterday, it was either yesterday or the day before. And, 2 years ago, I didn't even think I'd be driving soon. And earlier I was walking and I saw our kittens on the floor. And because I'm going for my permit in a couple of days now. And I was talking to Mom about the permit papers, and I like froze in my mind with that frame. And it's almost like there's like a 10-second clip that replays of what happened in my dream. And that dream had to have been a good 2 years ago, at least. Like, I get them from years and years ago, and they come back. So,
and you don't even have that many years yet.
No. And
but I can tell you that I still have recurring dreams that I had when I was a child. There's a green Gran Torino that
really?
I will wake up screaming even now. And I have no, it's crazy that some dreams will just like, once it's in there, it will come back over and over and over.
When I was in school, I always what's that?
No, I just said it always comes back.
Yeah, I always had a dream. I would miss the bus, and I would end up having to walk home or try to find a ride. It was always either I was at home and missed the bus, or I was at school and missed the bus. And I still occasionally have that dream. I don't know if it means something or whatever, but kind of crazy.
It means
I don't like dreaming. I just don't like dreaming at all because it's just it's scary. Like I
love dreams.
It's just like I said with like how they happen almost every time I have them.
Right.
A lot of the times it's not good. It's not good. Like it's dreadful thing.
Man.
Yeah, that'd be cool. it's not even like I'm just saying this like, like I'm special or something, but it's
Superpower.
it's like it all happens. And I can remember it right before it happens. And it's so weird. Like I've had dreams of me drowning, and it's almost like I could feel myself drowning.
Right.
And
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, and there's certain spots in my dreams that I haven't even seen yet
Do you
that
ever
I
want?
know I'll see, and when I see them, I know I'll be froze there, and I
Right.
will not go near it.
I was wondering what you meant by pretties, Sarah. That was funny. She said my pretties, but she meant pets. That was funny.
Oh,
Yeah, when I have a dream that I'm drowning, I'm usually trying to gasp for air because I have like that sleep apnea, but I don't wear the CPAP machine. But I'm always like trying to gasp for air, like in a sinking car or something crazy like that.
Oh,
Weird.
wow.
oh,
It's
I
weird how your
forgot
body-
that. Okay, so I don't know if it's considered like paranormal or anything like that, but I was in that bed again where I'd see like the shadows.
at your old house.
And yeah,
Okay.
and I'd lay there, and that feeling I said, like where I'd be like I was getting compressed and I was getting hot. Like, okay, so there was nights where I couldn't go to bed. I'd finally go to bed, and it was like I didn't go to bed once I'd fall into my dream. It's like I didn't go to bed. I was still there,
Right.
same exact spot, same things happening. So it was like I was there, but it was actually my dream.
Wow.
And there would be this thing in my dream that would pick me up from where I was and toss me out the window that was right behind my head. And that was 3 stories up.
Wow.
And I get this feeling that I'm still awake, but I'm actually in the dream, but I'm still awake, and I'm getting thrown out the window. And I'd get the feeling of actually falling. And then I'd wake up.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And I'd wake up really hot and everything, like super stressed out.
Did you wake up before you hit the ground or like just kind of midair?
No, like hit the ground. And oh my God, it was so weird. The type of feeling that was, even though I was in a dream, the type of feeling of falling like that and then
bet.
hitting that hard, it was so freaky. It was nuts how that would even happen in a dream like that.
Mm.
But the fact that something
Wow.
like because you transition to a dream, it's you're usually somewhere different or something. It's not like you're still there. But that
Right.
I transition to the exact same thing in the dream. Like I'm still laying there, and then I
Right.
get tossed out the window. And I don't know why that had to happen.
Do you watch a lot of scary movies, Nick, ever?
No, and they don't scare me. They don't. I laugh at a lot of them. Like, it's just something with myself. I don't get it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, falling dreams are kind of scary.
I don't like it.
Yeah, drowning ones are the worst too.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, I'm going to have to go, but it was
You're
great
fine.
talking to you.
Yeah, thank
Nice to
you.
meet Nick and Sarah. Tim, it was finally good to talk to you like in a real person kind of way.
Right.
All right, I'll be watching the show later. I'll come back and watch the chat and stuff later because I feel like I'm missing too much. I can't read
you're
the
good.
chat and I need to go.
You're good.
But
Thanks, Angela. Have a
you
good
guys
night.
have a good evening.
You too.
Remember your mamas tomorrow.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there too.
Oh, that's right. It is tomorrow. Wait, is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think tomorrow's Mother's Day. Yeah. Sunday.
It's 10? Oh yeah.
I
that's
never
right.
fall asleep. Whenever I catch a scary movie, then I have to walk to my car. Yeah, that is scary.
Yeah, there's been okay, so there's one thing that does get to me, like scary movie wise, and it's like werewolf
Yeah.
or something in that nature. And I'll be out at night or something, and I'll hear the strangest noises. Not coyotes. I know they make very strange noises that you wouldn't think it's a coyote,
Right.
but I've heard enough of them to know the difference.
Yeah, they're
And
very like yippy.
there's been some at night that are just out of this world. And then I've had times where I feel like, something in that sort of manner, like something like that, like a werewolf or some kind of, wolf kind of thing, is
Right.
over there by the trees, just standing there. And I get that feeling all the time out in the woods, but
Yeah.
there's sometimes I get them where they're like that, and it's like I know something like that is out there,
Right.
and I just freak out
And then,
because
like, say if you have to take the garbage out and you just walk a little faster trying to get away.
I've been stalked by coyotes and everything, and even then I got, like a feeling of, you're being watched. But there's
Right.
the ones like that where it's a different feeling. It's almost like something's there.
Yeah.
But the times I've been actually stalked and everything, and I feel like it's not okay right then, every time, well, I mean, it's only happened like twice, but when I've been stalked by coyotes, all the birds stop, and it's almost like the wind stops.
Right.
Everything goes quiet. Everything stops. And you're like, okay, something's there. something's watching me right now, and I can't see it. So,
Echoing the left or right.
and
Yeah,
around here it's those fields, and around me, the fields, it's like there's something's out there at night.
Right.
And
you got to think if you're in the woods, how many eyes are actually on you,
there's so many eyes that you don't even know.
Yep.
Like those coyotes, if you're on a flat plane, they could be a mile away and see you. They could be planning to come at you right now. Or
Right.
it's like the wolves. If you go to other states, like you could be in the woods and they'll be watching you from up on a mountain,
Yeah.
If they want you, they'll get you.
You're in their territory. It's like somebody coming to your house and you're watching them. It's like the same thing, but in reverse. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I got to hop off too.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure you'll get some more people commenting in a minute here.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you coming on, man. Definitely.
Yeah. I didn't want to type out all that because it's hard to explain all that.
You're right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but we got to fish soon, though. That'd be fun.
Yeah, man. I'm down. Whenever this COVID over with.
We could even go like nature trails, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I got my 4x4.
Like the Pima tuning one. The Pima tuning one.
I'm down.
If you've been on that one, it's a nice one.
I haven't been out there for. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I used to be scared of the dark, but
yeah,
that's gone now.
I think at some point a lot of people are.
When I feel presence, though, I kind of accept it, and I feel like it's a good thing. But I mean, like some of those times it's eerie, but like a lot of times you kind of embrace it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off.
All right, man. Thanks, Nick.
I gotta look at my room. I don't know if you can see it.
Nice.
But it is completely just destroyed right now. So
it happens.
Oh, I was able to find 1 bottle of hydrogen peroxide.
Awesome. Good score.
All you got to do is mix it with aloe vera gel and you got hand sanitizer. That's what people don't realize.
Sweet. That's perfect.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later, Nick.
Yep.
Later, buddy. That was so awesome. Yeah, thank you for everybody coming up. That was cool. Hope everybody else had fun. I did. Oop, I've never been able to lucid dream. I wish. Yeah, I know. I've tried sometimes. Like I've tried meditating and things like that. I don't know. It's hard to get in that state of mind, I guess, that you're so. Yeah, definitely, man. This was through 5-year period. My dreams last 5-ish years. I do practice vivid dreaming. Since they're all good dreams. Nice. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do this another time. If everybody thinks so. If you had fun, give a thumbs up in the chat. And Katie, thank you for being here and reminding everybody to hit that thumb. And thanks to Sarah and Angela and Nick and everybody commenting in the chats. You guys are freaking awesome. Appreciate it, guys. Gregorian chants are the best way you can sleep due to spooky stuff. Really? I'll have to look that one up. Thanks, Rando. Appreciate that. Rando, was that you talking about the UFO thing in New Hampshire or Vermont? One of those two. Was that you? Or was that somebody else? Somebody was talking about a UFO incident up there. I'll have to do it again and I'll have to bring whoever it was up. No, Kristen, you're fine. Chance sound haunted. Oh, really? Well, that's probably why it keeps the freaking spirits away. They're like, oh, hell no. And we forgive you, Kristen. Definitely. It was you? All right, cool. Yeah, next time I do it, man, I'll let you know. Reach out to me on like Instagram or Facebook if you have either one of those. If not, look up my email and we'll plan another night. Hey, sweet. What up? You're welcome. Green fire. That's what it was. Green fireball. You're welcome to come up and talk about it next time if you want, man. That was pretty cool. I'll have to line up some other smart people and we'll have some more people on next time. Kristen, do you have any spooky stories you want to tell? I'm usually around. I'll drop. I'll pop in if I can. Yeah, cool. They can't attack when keeping you awake. Try it. I'll have to look that up. I'm sure there's a YouTube video about it. I don't know. Kind of worried what I might find though. Yeah, I can't do like say if I watch a video, and even if it's fake, and I see like the blacked out eyes, for some reason that freaks me out, and I don't know why. It's so weird. Are the living, right? That's true. Home with the kids most days in chat if they're quiet long enough. All right, cool. Even if they're not, it's all good. Kids are cool. Oh. Yeah, we'll have to plan another night to do this again. I thought it was pretty cool. Love listening to everybody tell their stories. I'm not really good at telling stories as good as everyone else, though. Kind of jump to the point really quick. Stein North, the one guy I watch on like Thursdays and Sundays, he's really good at telling stories. Well, then you can have me 4 kids. I'm good, but I appreciate it. Are you surviving okay, Leanne, Michelle? What is the scariest movie I've watched? Scariest movie I've watched. Signs kind of freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. Something about Signs got to me. I don't know if it's the the alien fact, or like when he's reaching under the thing and it like reaches out, that creeps me the hell out. The fourth kind, the fourth kind was got me good too. I don't know what it is about alien movies, but living the dream. Charlie taking over your YouTube. You guys check out Liam Michelle's channel too. She's got a cool channel. Her son Charlie cracks me up. He what's that called? Charlie Reacts. His reaction videos are awesome. Event Horizon messed me up when I was a kid. Now that's one of my favorite movies. Event Horizon. What's that one about? Is that with Charlie Sheen? Is that movie that I'm thinking of? Or no, that's Arrival or something? What is Event Horizon? Let me know if you but yeah, maybe another scary movie was The Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, that was another good one. It's kind of weird. I wanted to vomit. The Saw movies weren't so much scary as they were gory. Like when the girl fell in the thing, the big tub of needles. I couldn't do that. Snuck out of bed and watched Children of the Damned. Traumatized. That's what you get for sneaking out. Only ghost story is Weird World channel. So it's your story? Mel Gibson sees it. Yes. When he peeks out and it's like standing there. Yeah, that'll get you. E.T. I knew E.T. F that. 2 uploads. All right, cool. Still can't stomach Pet Cemetery. Yeah, Pet Cemetery when you're a kid definitely will get to you. Church, that freaking cat. The ghostess was a mostest. I'm trying to think of what the ghostess with the mostest is. That was a movie, right? So what channel was that? It's a Weird World. Baby Gage, yes. What's he say? I'll fix it, Daddy, or something like that. I'll get you. And his little creepy laugh. Oh, Event Horizon is a horror that takes place on a derelict spaceship that got lost and was found years later. Event Horizon. I'll have to look that one up. I know I've probably seen it. I've seen so many different, like, Space and Alien. Alien's another one. Like one of the first Casper, right? Christina Ricci is creepy enough. Not really, but can't watch Pet Cemetery because that was one of the recurring nights. Oh, wow, really? Zombie cat. So you probably didn't watch the second one, right? I heard they were remaking the third, or no. Were they remaking that one? Get Out was also scary. Get Out. I don't know what Get Out is. I'll have to look those ones up. Event Horizon and Get Out. I'm trying to think. There's another one that I've seen that weirded me out. Insidious or something like that. I don't know if it was Insidious. Maybe it was The Messengers where the little kid's in the box and he like pops out. The white line behind you in your profile pic always makes me think you have Amish bonnet. My son watches Chainsaw Massage. Chainsaw Massage. I don't think that. I think that's on Pornhub. Just kidding. Absolutely not. I won't touch the remake of it either. Oh, yeah. You want to buy a boat, Billy? Is it Billy? I can't think. Whoop. Get Out is a must watch. I'll have to look that one up too. Jeepers Creep. Yeah, that was another creepy one. when they go down and there's like all those people in like the cave or whatever. I want a chainsaw massage. I'll give you a chainsaw massage. I've been working myself up to watch Haunting. That's another creepy one too, like the original one or whatever, with the kid from oh, what the hell is he from? I saw him in a couple of different movies. You would think he'd be like Kristen Stewart's like boyfriend. Is how weird that kid is. Not weird, but like his acting. Devil's Rejects. That's a Rob Zombie movie, right? Is that one? No, where they cut people up. I know what you meant, Kathy. It was just funny because you said chainsaw massage. With science going mad, Get Out seems to get close. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. House of a Thousand Corpses. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of. Goonies, yeah. Goonies is a great movie. Love you, Chunk. Chocolate. That's what I feel like right now with my missing tooth. Just wait, I got something on the way. You guys will crack up. Yeah, Rob Zombie. Hey, what's up, Bro Team Ray? How you doing? This may be a good episode to rewatch if you're just coming in, Robin. It's I was talking about paranormal stuff. Had a couple of people jump in here. I thought it was a pretty good show. Halloween is Satan's birthday. No. Halloween is amazing. Hey, you guys. What a great movie. Hostel. Is that with Bruce Willis, Hostel? I always thought Bruce Willis Homer Simpson looks like Bruce Willis. Now you won't be able to unsee that. Trust me. Next time you see Homer Simpson, you'll think of Bruce Willis. Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth. Oh my gosh. Thanks for hanging out tonight, Leanne. That's awesome. I love seeing you in the chat. If you got some stories, you're welcome to come up. I can't believe you stayed at Waverly Hills. That's so awesome. Kind of jealous, actually. You're not far from there, right? Can't be too far away from there. I can't wait to move my computer over there. Michael's laughing. About 2 hours. Nice. That's awesome. We'll give it another few minutes here and we'll try to wind it down a little bit. Yeah, movies that are more like realistic than like ghostly type movies. Like the more realistic ones are the ones that get me. Hostel was when the hotel was kidnapping and selling people over. Oh wow, really? Yeah, I've never seen that one. So expensive. Is it really? Yeah, I seen when like the ghost hunters and Ghost Adventures guys went there too. It was pretty cool. I think the Ghost Hunters did a live episode there on Halloween on one of their lives back when they did that. And I know they brought Ghost Hunters back, and now there's Ghost Hunters, and then there's I can't remember what Grant Wilson called his show on A&E or whatever. I was kind of bummed that they split up. From Dusk Till Dawn, that was another good one. Not really too scary for me though. Thought it was pretty cool. Quentin Tarantino does does good movies. Have a good night. Thank you, Cassie. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But yeah, I definitely want to do this again sometime. It was kind of fun. Do you remember when people were supposed to raid Area? Yes. You'll if you put in Area 51 raid in like YouTube, you'll find videos about it. They didn't really like raid it. They just like I think they partied around it. But yeah, there's quite a turnout. I bet you they'll do it every year now. It's crazy. Thank you. So much easier to read the comments when you pull them up on the thing. My old eyes. The YouTuber Atozy did a video. Oh, really? ATOZY. I'll have to look that one up. Yeah, didn't they just have like a party like on the outskirts of it? Check out Buck and Billy Ray. What's his channel about, Michael? I want to say I've heard of that channel before. ATOZY. Atozy. Trees? His channel's about trees. Heard it was a dud or not even close to 1 million showed. No, definitely not. Not the videos that I saw anyway, but they I think I just partied on the outskirts. Like I think Bud Light even or Budweiser made like beer cans that had alien heads on them. You can probably find them on eBay. I respect that you take the time to read everyone's. I try to. As long as they don't come in like super fast, I can try to get to everyone. But yeah, I like reading people's comments. Like if they're in here taking the time for me to comment, like I try to engage with everyone. Being kind, cool. That's why I like bringing like I had like bring up your subscriber time. Like I had people come up and like say, hey, this is me, you know. It was kind of fun doing that. I'd like to do that again. So I bring like subscribers up and they can talk and chat, and I'll have to do that again one of these days. But I know it's hard for them as well. Like me doing it's no big thing. Like when the first time I went live, I was like literally like sweating bullets. Like I was nervous, but I can understand that, you know, if people don't go live all the time but I kind of have a laid back, chill chat, talking to people. No big thing. But also don't take offense if I don't get to your comment, because sometimes like I'll skip like 5 or 7 will come in at a time and then I miss them. But if I do ever, just re-comment what you said. Your house is too noisy to go live? Do you have like a room in your basement that you could set up like a little thing? Next chat idea: how to deal with impossible people and not go crazy. Who says I'm not? You make it look ready. Easy. You're good. No, I definitely don't. Oh, you live in Butler County. Nice. Hello, neighbor. You're talking nice. You should. That'd be awesome. You and Charlie, your manager, went to a gay pride festival on accident. Really, a hippie picked you up and said there was a free concert in the farm. I did not know. We had weed brownies and I was drunk. Nice. Butler County. Oh, okay. That's why I go sit outside. That's exactly what I mean. I don't think you have sweat glands. I'm confused. Did I miss something? You don't think I have sweat glands? I do. Just below my injury level, they don't work like they used to. Above, they do because I can feel it. I have a 3-year-old boy and a 5-month-old girl and 2 dogs. It's often loud there, I bet. Is it? Oop, is it too cold here? Oh yeah, it's definitely too cold around these parts, which it shouldn't be, and it should be cold where Sarah is. Niagara Falls, Canada, it's ridiculous here now because of this. Yeah, you got that right. You don't sweat over. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I don't sweat the small shit. It takes a lot to get me angry as well. But I kind of always been that way too. Unless you piss me off, then you get law and an order. Just kidding. We'll go another 4 minutes, guys. No, we'll call it a night. Make it a full hour and a half. You guys are freaking awesome for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you. Ouch. Yeah. You like that too? What do you like? Oh, super chill. Super chill. That'll be my hero name, my superhero name. Sorry, I'm not the best with this. My knuckle. Law and Order. Yeah, that's what they're called. I didn't name them, they named themselves. They settle shit. Like duck and weave. Unbelievable. So cold. Yeah, it did snow. It snowed here too. Did it stick there? I saw pictures like some people in Ohio got like inches worth. It's freaking May. Leanne, did you get accumulating snow? Thanks, and this is fun. Yeah, thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you. T-shirt and shorts. I don't want to hear that. I have to block Sarah from the chat tonight. Talking all that nice weather crap. I didn't look. You didn't get out of bed today. Hope you feel better. Didn't get any. It was like 50. Did it snow there though? Same here. Nice. You suck too. No, I'm glad you guys are having nice weather. Usually when it's to the west, it takes like a day or two. Oh my gosh. It takes a day or two to make it here. Nice guy. Oh, it rained there. I'll download some more music too. I don't know if you guys could even hear that in the background when they were talking. I tried to pick out some creepy music. Yeah, me too. Hope everyone knows having it. I did not. Bed all day. I'll be sleeping all night for sure. Good. Get some rest. But all right, guys. Thank you so much for everybody hanging out tonight. Thank you to everybody that came up and chit-chatted, Nick and Angela and Sarah, and hopefully we'll have some more people on next time. We'll try to line up some folks and tell some spooky around the fire stories. I didn't even tell my story about seeing the UFO. I know I've told it one other time, but my story of seeing the weird UFO thingy. But all right, thank you everyone for hanging out. Couldn't hear it, but A for effort. Thanks. But all right, guys, don't mind. If you don't mind, you're welcome to hit the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't done so yet. And if you're new here, you're welcome to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Keeps you in the loop. Cool chat later, homie. Thank you. Yeah, we'll have you up next time if you want, man. You're very welcome. And thank you, Kristen, for hanging out. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And happy Mother's Day to all the mom dads out there too. But all right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.